Good day everyone, I am Althea Pepito and I am here to tackle about the post-colonial period. So, post-colonial period, after achieving independence from the colonizer, the Philippines under the different administrators continued to pursue programs in science and technology. So, here in post-colonial period is mao na ni ang time nga nakamit sa Philippines ang independence. And diri nga period kay nanatay mga presidents. So, atong ila-ilahon kinsa nga mga presidents ang na-under dili sa post-colonial period ug unsa ang ilahang mga contributions during their presidency. So first president is Ferdinand A. Marcos, or the father of our current president. So during his time, the role of science and technology in nation development was emphasized. So during the time of Ferdinand A. Marcos kay dako daw kuno kaayo og role and science and technology in national development. That's why he mandated the DSCS or Gec-Sts, now Btled-He, to promote science courses in public high school. So sa panahon ni Marcos kay ihang gibandate ang Gec-Sts nga now is Btled nga mag-promote og science courses in public high school. So, he proclaimed the 35-hectare lot in Bicol-Tantagig as the Philippine Science Community, now the site of the OST. So, during the presidency of Ferdinand A. Marcos, he proclaimed the 35-hectare lot in Bicol-Tantagig as the Philippine Science Community, and now is the site of the DOST. So karon mao na siya ang main office sa DOST. Also one of the contribution or the significant during his presidency. Next, he assigned the Philippine Coconut Research Institute or Philcorin to promote the modernization of the coconut industry. So, Marcos also helped Philcorin to improve coconut industry through sa science. Because as we all know that usa sa mga produkto sa mga farmers kay ang coconut. Maong iyang gi-modernize during sa iyahang time through Philippine researchers. So, several agencies and organizations were established like NFA, Pag-asa, and NAST. Also, during the presidency of Ferdinand A. Marcos, kay nag-establish siya og agencies and organizations. And National Academy of Science and Technology to be reservoir of scientific and technological expertise in the country. So, sila ang mga nag-study or nag-eskwela sa in terms of technology. Ang kaning National Academy of Science and Technology. So, Philippine Science High School, Mindanao and Visayas campuses were established. So, ang kaning Philippine Science High School, diri nag-eskwela ang mga mathematically and scientifically inclined students nga naay potential when it comes to science and math and also sa technology. So, maong naay campuses sa Mindanao and Visayas during sa time ni Marcos. So let's move on to the next president, Corazon C. Aquino. In 1986, NAST or National Academy of Science and Technology was renamed DOST or Department of Science and Technology. So here sa presidency ni Corazon C. Aquino, iyang gi-rename ang NAST into DOST or mas iyang gi-emphasized. So this was done in order for the science and technology sector to be represented in the cabinet and thus play in the integral role in the country's sustainable economic recovery growth. So maong ihang gi-ilisan into DOST ang NAST para ma-present siya sa cabinet or maong ihang gi-rename ang NAST into DOST para ma-represent siya sa cabinet o matagaan siya og dako nga budget. in order for us to recover and growth. So, the Science and Technology Master Plan pinned by the UST aimed to update the production sector, improve research activities, and develop infrastructure and science and technology sector. So, mag-produce og mga technology sa production sector to improve sa research activity in our nation and mag-develop pod og mga infrastructure nga maka-help in terms of science and technology. So, during the presidency of Corazon C. Aquino, mas iyang gi-emphasize ang unsay role sa DOST during her presidency. Muna siya nga more iyang gi-emphasize kung unsa jud ang role sa DOST. Let's move on to the third president, Fidel V. Ramos or Fidel Valdez Ramos. During his presidency, the Philippines had approximately 3,000 competent scientists and engineers. So, during his presidency, nakaproduce siya og 3,000 competent engineers and scientists. So, Doctors to the Barrio program made healthcare accessible even in far-flung areas. So, during the presidency of President Fidel V. Ramos, kay naa siya programa nga gitawag og Doctors to the Barrio. So, sila ang mga doctors nga ipadala dito sa lain nga lugar, like sa mga urban areas, ipadala mo na sila ang katong mga doctors nga ipadala dito nga katong sa mga lugar nga dili maka-access og healthcare. So, mo na sila ang gitawag og Doctors to the Barrio. So, National Program for Gifted Filipino Children in Science and Technology was created for high school students who wanted to major in science and engineering in college. So, during his presidency, naasay programa sa katong mga students nga mathematically and scientifically inclined. Kani nga programa niya para sa pag-prepare sa ilaha sa science and engineer majors kung sila mag-college na or during sa ilahang college. So, mo niya gitawag nga National Program for Gifted Filipino Children in Science and Technology. So, laws and statutes related to science and technology sector were mandated such as, so, during the presidency of Fidel V. Ramos, kinaa siya mga laws nga gi-mandate during his time such as First, the Republic Act 7687, Science and Technology Scholarship Act of 1994. So, mao ni nga law nga iyang gi-mandate nga dapat mag-provide og scholarships sa mga students nga related sa science and technology. So, next is the Republic Act 7459, Inventors and Inventions Incentives Act. So, kani nga law, naghatag sila og incentives kung ikaw maka-discover or naay ma-invent nga bag-o nga maka-help sa atong country. So, diri nga law, tagaan ka og incentives or muhatag sila og incentives according sa kani nga law nga gi-mandate during sa presidency ni Fidel V. Ramos. So, the next is Republic Act 8293, the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. So, kani nga law nga nag-ingon kung naa kay na-discover or na-invent nga produkto, mao ni nga ang mo-protect sa imong intellectual property nga kato imong gi-discover is originally nga imuha jud himo or kailangan nimo i-register para ikaw jud ang ma-credit when it comes to rights nga ikaw jud ang nagpamatuod nga tag-iya ana nga produkto and you are being protected by this kaninga law. So these are the important laws nga related into science and technology nga gimandate during the presidency of Fidel B. Ramos. These three laws nga iyang gimandate is nakatabang jud ni during sa iyahang presidency. So the next president is Joseph M. Ejercito Estrada. So during sa iyahang time, mao ni ang mga contributions nga iyahang na himo. So Republic Act 8749, the Philippine Clear Act of 1999. So kani nga Republic Act or kani nga law is maoy nagsugo sa mga LTO nga ang katong mga sakyanan kailangan una moagi sa test nga what we call emission test, nga kung dili gani makapasar ang sakyanan, dili sila marehistro according sa Act of 1999. So next is Republic Act 8792, Electronic Commerce Act of 2000, were both signed and mandated during his term. So this law is related to electronic commerce, and both kaninga law, Republic Act 8749 and Republic Act 8792 was both mandated during sa iyahang time or during the presidency of President Estrada. So he was also responsible for implementing cost-effective irrigation technologies and providing basic health care services for those who cannot afford. So siya pod ang nag-implement sa cost-effective irrigation. So diri na modernize ang irrigation system sa Philippines. And also diri na ang mga makabagong teknolohiya or mga bagong technology when it comes to irrigation. Kay usa sa mga gipang kuan og produkto like sa rice, kay usa man ta sa mga mag-produce og products. So ga-provide pod siya og healthcare services during sa iyahang presidency. So mao ni ang contribution ni President Joseph M. Ejercito Estrada during sa iyahang presidency. So the last president is Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. So during his presidency is mao ni iyahang mga contributions. So during her term, science and technology sector were developed to strengthen the education system to address poverty. So during sa time ni Gloria Macapagal Arroyo kay mas gi-strengthen niya when in terms sa science and technology to address the poverty. So Philippine Innovation was coined to refer the Philippines as an innovation hub in Asia. So kani nga kuan iyang i-popularize kani nga term to signify the Philippines as an innovation hub in Asia. So she promulgated Republic Act 9367, Biofuel Act, to utilize indigenous materials as a source of energy. So kani nga Republic Act 9367 Biofuel Act is mao ni nga law nga nag-ingon nga katong mga indigenous materials is pwede siya mahimong source of energy or biofuel. So farmers were encouraged to use rice that can withstand environmental hazards. So during also his time or his term, during her term, gi-encourage niya ang mga farmers nga mogamit og mga hybrid nga rice para bisag agian og bagyo dili dayon maguba. So next is Republic Act 10601, Agriculture and Fisheries Mechanizations or ARMEC law was also passed to modernize agriculture and fishery and machinery and equipment. So kani nga Republic Act or kani nga law maoy nag-modernize in terms of agriculture and fisheries, so that naana tay mga bag-o nga technology when it comes sa farming and fishing. So diri sa time ni Gloria Macapagal Arroyo is na kuan na ang mga bag-o nga technology and nakatabang sa mga farmers and fishermen nga mas madali or mas daghan ang ilahang makuha or maproduce nila or makuha nila. So this the AFMEC law was modernized during the presidency of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. So that would be all about the post-colonial period, and thank you for your time and thank you for listening.